Well, could it be that as far as a national final in this respect that they're looking for a corporate sponsor? Because we noticed that every other national final has one or two corporate sponsors.
That could be a very good point, Frank, and hopefully all those people in the branch and at Canadian Amateur, hopefully they'll get out there and find one for us, because it's really a crime that there isn't a recognized Canadian title for hockey players aged 16 to 20 years of age.
Well, Trevor, 7 minutes and 57 seconds and counting, and the Maple Leafs look shoe-ins to be playing Columbia Valley for the second year in a row, and looking for a situation where they can even the score from last year.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a repeat. Nelson's certainly looking forward to it. From what I understand, talking over to Eddie Mountain in Columbia Valley, they're just as
Eddie,
excited.
By the way?
Health-wise, he tells me he's doing a lot better. It'll take a lot more than a bit of a bump in the ticker to stop Eddie Mountain when it comes to hockey, I'll tell you that.
Better believe it. Thanks, Trevor. 7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the third period, and safely to say, Rick, in the game, 8-2, Nelson leading Trail and looking forward to facing Columbia Valley starting a weekend from now.
Oh, for sure. And while you were talking to Trevor about the closest call that happened out on the ice was a shot by Resnick from the Trail blue line. It sort of dribbled through Bradford, but the defenseman from Trail came in to scoop it out, and we're still at 8-2.
Puck cleared along the boards in Nelson territory. Trail Smoke Eaters certainly aren't rolling over and playing dead, that's for sure. As the Maple Leafs, Leduc plays it ahead. Williams 2-on-1 with Leduc. Leduc in on goal. Tried to knock it out of the air. He couldn't. He's held in check. In behind the net, Lightburn. Lightburn with the puck. Tied up along the boards. He and Scott Hargreaves, Lightburn and Hargreaves. And they force a face-off with 6:46 left to play. And hopefully we'll have Teddy Hargreaves with us. I talked to Teddy before the game, and I says, Ted, if you can remember, please join us after the game. But if he doesn't, I certainly don't blame him, because he'll be a very, very happy man.
Well, as you pointed out earlier in the telecast, that this will be the first time that Nelson has won a championship here on home ice. So
since returning to the KIJHL.
Since returning, so he'll certainly be in the celebration.
Never mind a championship, a playoff series. I tell you.
So it'll be a big first, and if he's celebrating, we'll know why.
Here comes Dino Maury, and over the line, Maury shoots high. Puck knocked down, and Bradford was looking to pick that one out of the air. Roland fires right off the mask of Tallis, and Tallis just calmly took it off the mask and said, well, that's what I'm wearing it for. God bless you, Jacques Plante, and 3 Hail Marys to go along with it. 6:12 remaining in the hockey game, 8-2 for the Nelson Maple Leafs over the Trail Smoke Eaters. I love that sign that the Jessies put on the wall. Go Maple Leaves, go, especially Derek, number 7.
Ah, yes.
The Maple Leaves. In Nelson territory, the puck is cleared out. It's taken by Powers. Powers loses to Holden. He just dumps it into Trail territory. And it's in the mesh. And we'll have a face-off outside the blue line. .551 remaining in the game, 8-2 for Nelson. And certainly that second period where the Maple Leafs had those 3 specialty team goals, 2 power play goals, 1 shorthanded goal, that was the death knell of the Trail Smoke Eaters.
Well, I think perhaps psychologically that shorthanded goal that Nelson got, the 5th goal, might have proved to be the straw that broke the camel's back tonight for Trail. They've never really come back. When it was 2-1, of course, we thought there was lots of life there, but it sort of died down, and they're running out of time.
And certainly the Maple Leafs know that right now it's like maintain control of the puck, defense, And if you get a chance to score, well, fine, go for it. But if not, just maintain control.
Well, with a 6-goal lead, you can afford to do that. And, of course, Trail has to press awful hard. And the harder they press, they open themselves up for mistakes and puck getting loose. So they're really in a bind, not knowing what to do at this point.
I would have to take my hat off to both hockey clubs for a finely played series, especially when we talk about discipline. Both teams have played very disciplined hockey, and hats off to the coaches Danny Bradford and Teddy Hargreaves and Gary McQuaid.
No love lost sometimes between these two teams. They're a great rivalry, but they've commanded themselves well on the ice, and I tip my hat as well to both organizations for the series that they've put on.
I don't know what it is with Robbie Tallis's mask, but that's another one he took, and all he did was go, oh, another one.
The flies are awful big here in the gardens.
And again, another 3 Hail Marys for Jacques Plante.
Well, of course, we're dating ourselves. We both know who Jacques Plante is, goaltender for the Montreal Canadiens.
And the man who brought prominence to the mask,
right.
Although he was not the first goaltender in the NHL to wear a mask.
And I bet with your...
Clint Benedict of the Montreal Maroons was the first goaltender to wear a mask.
You didn't even give me an opportunity to ask. What's the matter with you?
That's wasting a lot of time, you know.
Okay, right.
4 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the third period. Tabaroli with that puck. Tabaroli dumped it out in front. It rolls all the way down the ice. Chris Bruce with it now. Bruce with the puck. Bruce off the boards. It's picked up now by Carter. Carter with 3 second period assists has been a mighty force for the Maple Leafs, especially in that big second period of play. And Trail on the attack. Tabaroli, who's seen a lot of ice time tonight and will be a very, very tired young man after this game is over. As the Maple Leafs starting away, Dean Mowry just slides it into Trail territory. Trail back on the attack. Lightburn dumps it in behind the net. McConaughey plays it off the boards to Jamie Marriott. Marriott down the ice with Shrubsall. Clears it in. Taken by Lightburn. Lightburn starting away for Trail. Lightburn with the puck. Dumps it into Nelson territory. Resnick in the corner. Roland plays it off the boards. Roland and Resnick battling for it. Marriott has it. Marriott just dumps it to Mowry, who clears it out. And both teams more or less going through the motions right now, it seems.
Yes, there's not much life in there. And Nelson, because they've got the game wrapped up, and Trail because they know it's another sport tomorrow. It won't be hockey.
And certainly Nelson, stay away from those injuries, whatever.
Well, yeah, you may as well play it cool. Why go for the gusto when you don't need to and risk getting an injury or something else? And certainly they have no reason to really pour on the steam right now.
2 minutes and 37 seconds left to play in the game. From the face-off, back to the blue line, the slap shot. And Bradford kicked that one out. It's Holden with it, trying to get it out in front of the net. Shot by Hargreaves, deflected wide. And back comes Powers, clearing it in. Taken by Boats along the boards. Dumped to the line, kept onside by Powers. Now Centroni has it. Centroni clears it in. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the hockey game. 8-2. As the Maple Leafs content to control the puck. 1:55 left to play. McConaughey to Holden. Holden pushed off the puck by Bruce. Taken by McConaughey. McConaughey just dumps it into the center ice area. Long shot off the target. McConaughey with it. McConaughey with 1:33 remaining. To Holden. Holden to the trail line to Lightburn. Lightburn, forward pass, cleared into the corner. Picked up by Derek Jesse. He dumps it in the center ice area. Tabaroli in with a 1:17 remaining. McConaughey in his own zone. To Leduc. Off the boards. Fired back in again by Bruce. Jesse off the boards. Play whistle down on the offside. 1:05. Well, let's talk seconds. 65 seconds remaining in the game.
Your mathematical skills coming to the fore there again. 1:05 left. I just did some quick tallying as far as the penalties called in this game. They're fairly close. My calculations are correct. 21 minutes Nelson has gained in penalties, and Trail has 25, plus each team getting a game misconduct.
So actually, these teams expected to be banging the blazes out of each other, anything but.
Well, that's right. They concentrated more on hockey and trying to win the game. And that's what has happened, even though the regular season proved different at times. But in these 5-game series, it's been all hockey.
Well, I didn't expect a 5-game series. I expected 6 or 7.
Well, that's right. And people that you talk to expected the same, and it just hasn't been. But this is the old
1,048 fans in the rink. Hey, a big crowd. 23 seconds in this series remaining as the Maple Leafs ready to celebrate a big victory over the Trail Smoke Eaters, advancing against the Columbia Valley Rockies. 10 seconds remaining, just a matter of time. That's an old 1950s rock song. Just a matter of time, and it's all over. The Nelson Maple Leafs are the Western Division champions for the second year in a row. Well, we've got the West Division trophy being presented, and the two teams are shaking hands, and they have been very sportsmanlike with one another throughout this entire series.
Oh, certainly they have, and it's been great to see, and also great to see the handshake at the end of the game, though Trail would certainly like to move on. It just wasn't meant to be this year.
Well, the entire Trail team out there on the ice, the entire Nelson team, and the training staffs, everybody, and there are smiles, handshakes, and hugs all the way around.
And I'm sure best wishes from the Trail players to the Nelson players as they move on to the next round against Columbia Valley. As we learned earlier tonight, they were victors over the Cranbrook Colts. 6-5 was the score. A little closer contest over in the East, but all the same, that series also ended 4-1.
Craig Shrubsall gave out with a big yahoo on that one, and he's a very, very happy person. And we've got the presentation coming up, and Shrubsall and Kyle Sunderman having a little chat. And certainly handshakes all around, as we mentioned. And Kenny Caputo, who received the Roy Kasler Memorial Trophy in Trail for his contribution to hockey in Trail just a few nights ago, and a well-deserving one too. He's been a veteran trainer for the senior Leafs, the junior Leafs, and well-deserved there. And now we see Trail players, Nelson players, all getting together. Mikey Lawton, we might have Mikey Lawton up here too. And we've got Teddy Hargreaves coming up.
Hey, that's great.
You can probably hear the old bull voice there. And there's the presentation being made to Assistant Captain McConaughey and Assistant Captain Hargreaves. Mikey Lawton should have been out there accepting this one. And Teddy Hargreaves has just joined us. We've got Ted Hargreaves with us. And Ted, tremendous win. Who would have thought that it was going to be a walkaway like this?
Well, it was regardless of what it looks like tonight, it was a tough series, and I'll tell you, we've got some guys hurting. We've got that cold that's gone through almost the whole team here that we really kept quiet, but we had 4 guys down with that real bronchial cold this week, and I'll tell you, our kids played very well for what they went through, and you look at the first 3 games, and I think 2 of them could have gone either way, and they were very close games, 1 and 2 goal games, and I think what happened is we were ready to play this series, and we're excited about it. We had something to prove, and we came out strong, and I think we surprised them in the first 2 games especially, and I think we earned some respect for that, and tonight was just sort of the icing on the cake.
Specialty teams tonight, especially in the second period. That was, as Rick and I were observing, that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, and I did say that at the start of the series. I really felt that would be an important factor. Both teams have some skilled players, and Tavaroli, of course, is the kind of guy that can control the tempo of the game, and we really were concerned about him. And I think overall we did a good job. We had a breakdown the other night in the 4th game, but other than that, our penalty killing was great, and then we got a shorthanded goal tonight, which really lifted us. That was a great job by Sean Carter and forechecking, and I'm really happy for the kids because they worked very hard for it.
Okay, coming up, the Columbia Valley Rockies for the 2nd straight year. Forget about those 2 games during the season. They mean nothing. This is a brand new season, and here we go again.
Yeah, and our guys are looking forward to playing them. Again, last year we beat them twice during the year, and I think we were a little overconfident when we played them in the finals, but I knew they were a better team than what they showed. And again, this year, they're a good, strong hockey team, and they got half a team there that have been there before, knows what it takes. So we've got to be hungry, and we've got to go in with the type of intensity we had in this series, and that's kind of always a little bit of a worry. We're up for this series, except for maybe the game the other night in Trail, and you have to get up just as much for the final one as well.
Ted, you've got a lot of time to play the next series. You've got 2 games next weekend, the following weekend 2 games. You've got a lot of time. If there are any hurts, if there's any work that has to be done on particular aspects of the game, hey, both teams have got a lot of time to make that into a classic series.
Yeah, that's right, and I'm really thankful for that. We do have a couple of nagging injuries, but they're not the serious type. The only serious one is to Shandy Mowry, and is the shoulder separation, and it's going to take a while for him to come back. The others are just bumps and bruises and some illness that we had. So I'm really thankful for this week off. We'll be 100% just about by the time we start next week.
On this, the eve of St. Patrick's Day, March the 16th, and I know Magoo is really enjoying this one, and tremendous congratulations, Ted. Best of luck in the finals against Columbia Valley.
Thanks very much, Frank.
Ted Hargreaves, who along with Gary McQuaid, what a job they have done for the Maple Leafs. Now let's look at all this scoring stuff that happened tonight, and there was a bit of it.
Yes, there was a bit of it, a little more than we anticipated, or at least a little more than I anticipated before going into tonight's game. Going all the way back to the first period, 3 goals were scored there. 4 actually, including trails, but Nelson got 3. The first one at 7:16 with Jamie Marriott getting a goal with an assist from Shrubsall and Boats. Then at the 8:30 mark, Derek Jesse got his first goal of the game with an assist from number 15, Dean Mowry. Trail figured in the scoring at the 10-minute mark as Tavaroli got a power play goal. Nelson countered with a power play goal at 18:48 of the first period.